Quick comment. Don't get hung up about whether these are negative or positive numbers. The important thing to keep in mind is how does the difference impact our net income. Since our revenues are less than our planning budget for our flexible budget, since our flexible budget is less than we originally planned, this would have caused revenues or net operating income to be lower. So it would be an unfavorable variance. And that's going to be true regardless of whether we calculate this as a difference as a positive amount or as a negative amount. The fact that our revenues were less than expected means the variance is unfavorable. The same can be said again about our expenses. Don't get hung up about this being a positive or a negative number. Simply, what's the difference between these two numbers? The difference between the 12 and the 10, it's 1,560. That's the difference. That's what Connect is going to be looking for. And that's what we'll say our variance is. In terms of favorable or unfavorable, our expenses on our flexible budget are less than they would have been on our planning budget. So we would say that that is a favorable variance. Again, we're going to come over here and when we look at our spending and revenue variances, we'll talk about the same thing. The difference here, it doesn't matter that it's positive or negative. The fact of the matter is we have a difference of 10 minus 85, 2380. Our actual expenses were less than we would have thought they should have been based on our planning budget. Lower expenses means a favorable variance. Again, here, sure, that's negative 160. That's just the difference between these two numbers. Had we subtracted the numbers the other way, again, the 920 minus the 980, it would have been positive. But that doesn't mean it's an unfavorable variance. We have a favorable variance because our actual expenses were less than our flexible budget amount. So again, don't get hung up on the signs. The signs are artificially based on which number we subtracted from which. Okay? Focus on if expenses are lower than we would have anticipated, then we have a favorable variance. When we're talking about revenues, 32 is less than we would have anticipated at 33, so we have a unfavorable variance. In terms of our flexible budget, same thing, 33 is less than what we would anticipate at 38, we will have an unfavorable variance, regardless of whether we subtract one number from the other. So please focus on the impact on our net operating income. Don't get hung up on the signs being positive or negative. In our case of our worksheet, that's just an artificial result of the fact that we are using a formula and subtracting one from the other.